Memory. There you go. Memory.
Memory. What do you mean memory? What are you talking about?
Remember me?
Remember you?
Do you remember me?
What? Yeah, I remember.
Do you?
What?
Are you sure? I don't know. What's my name?
Dory.
Oh, is it?
Dorky Dory.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. We're going to be talking about Finding Nemo.
Yeah, one of our favorite movies. Watched with the kids. Or one of them specifically likes it.
Hey, good to have you back with us.
Thanks.
We're, one of the things we wanted to add to this season is talking about some of the movies that we watch with the grandkids, and some of them that I think, that were definitely ones that are great that you could watch and enjoy, and then kind of look into some of the lessons.
The lessons that it teaches, yeah.
Yeah. Now you find us, of course, at OKMoviestream.com. That's our new Netflix, where you're going to find the movies we make.
Yep.
Other podcasts.
All family friendly.
Yeah. Other podcasts, and from health and wellness to ours and others to come, and independent productions of other folks throughout the region, which would be Oklahoma, Texas, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, and I'm sure we'll add more from
support local artists.
And look, when you look on them, look for some of the little interesting tidbits, because we tie, for example, one of the classic movies on there is Road to Bali with Bob Hope.
I don't think I've ever seen that movie.
You've never seen it? I love that movie.
No.
It's the Bob Hope Road to movies from, it's got Bob Hope and Bing Crosby.
Oh. Wow.
And I didn't realize this till we looked into the research of it, but Bob Hope would come to Tulsa to play in a charity golf tournament regularly, for Roy Clark, who lived here.
Wow, yeah, I forgot about him.
And in the Tulsa area, and so they would come in and play for the charity. So he was frequent. He performed at, I think, at OSU's graduation ceremony.
Really?
And
wow.
And did some things at the University of Tulsa.
Wow.
And so there were a lot of really interesting. Another one was a TV classic that you'll find on OK Movie Stream is the Beverly Hillbillies.
Now I know what that is.
It's one of my all-time favorite TV shows, and in it. Now, I didn't realize this until I watched the very first episode, but when Jed strikes oil, the Tulsa Oil Company buys his oil.
Well, Tulsa was an oil mecca. Yeah.
Makes him a millionaire.
Yeah.
If you've never gone on the Tulsa tour, you should try that.
Oh, yeah.
Because it'll take you through the down in the...
Oh, underneath the city.
Yeah, because they used to have a lot of some of the rich people...
And would travel in between the buildings that way instead of going on the street.
Because a fear of back in the 40s, 50s was the kidnappings and things like that. So they were fearful of that, so they built these underground tunnels throughout. But as we said, one of the things we wanted to talk about are movies that you can watch with the grandkiddos, and one of them is...
Finding Nemo.
Our granddaughter... She was scared of this at first, but began to love this little Nemo. This I got when I was actually working for Radio Disney, and so it was one of our favorite movies, always been. And
mine too.
One of the things that Disney and Pixar have always been great at was not only making the movies so that kids would love it, but parents and grandparents could watch it and get different enjoyment from it than the grandkids do. And one of those things that is enjoyable are the lessons that can be learned from watching
That's true. What type of lessons can you learn from Finding Nemo?
Well, the first thing that I think I recognize that, I don't know if it was an Easter egg or whatever, but Finding Nemo to me kind of starts almost like Bambi.
Yeah, that's true.
Where Bambi, his mother gets shot and then he's all alone. And in Finding Nemo, Nemo's mom gets attacked by that whatever kind of sharky creature thing And it not only takes her, but takes all of his 100 siblings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so all that's left is his dad and him.
Yeah.
And
what's Dad's name?
What is his dad's name? Why are you questioning me? If you already know it, just let him know. His dad's name was Marlon.
That's right.
Oh, my goodness.
There's a lesson on memory.
And so Marlon, because of what happened, and that's another kind of a thing that we sometimes go through, that if we have a loss in our family, we're hypersensitive to that situation.
Yeah, right. That affects, and your hyper awareness can translate to your children and can affect their lives, which isn't healthy.
Because not only was, Nemo born as an only child, he had a disability.
Yeah. What was his disability?
He had a special fin.
He did have a special fin.
And so that brought an added concern to Marlon because he was afraid of, one, his kid being made fun of.
Yeah.
And then...
were you ever made fun of?
Yeah. Yeah. I think one of the things that I had, like a little, I don't know, it's just like I was hypersensitive of. I don't know that it ever got noticed or talked about. But when I was born, I guess my head was so huge, as it still is, that the doctors had to use forceps to pull me out. And it killed follicles in my hair, and I have this little bald spot.
Yeah.
That's my special fin.
Yep, it is your special fin. Yeah.
But I was always
it's
concerned.
Superpower too.
And it was a little easier then because, everybody wore longer hair.
Yeah.
And it's easier to cover up, but I'd always have to tell whoever was cutting my hair, doing my hair, I got this little spot, and just try to keep it covered. And
so you feel like you have to explain it?
To them, but not to everybody.
Yeah.
And then, later I just said that's where I had the lobotomy or whatever. And
nice.
But
not that we're making fun of mental health.
No, but it was that. But I was always concerned. I was always worried that people wouldn't be interested. Wouldn't get a date, or somebody wouldn't be interested in me because I had this Frankensteiny thing going on, and I was constantly
adjusting your hair.
Yeah, and I had my hair was one of my best friends would always try to mess it up. Because all I had to do was this, and it would pop back because I had the center part and the long, and it just frustrated him so much that my hair would never mess up. But
did you use hairspray?
I think a little, but not like thick, where it was, But
it didn't crack.
And because I just was always doing this when I was younger to make sure that was covered up, and. But I don't remember anyone ever. The time that I remember people making fun of me was as I got older, because I was one of those kids that grew fast, and I was as tall as everybody till like 8th or 9th grade, and then they started shooting up, and I stayed. They thought I was going to be tall, and then I had bad acne, so I got called pizza face a lot. And
people are mean.
So yeah, and so it was. So I could relate with what. Nemo never felt or had a concern with anybody making fun of him. The
only one that ever was concerned about it was Dad, and that Dad was the one that pointed it out. And in a social setting in school, like in a group, Dad was the one that pointed it out, and the kids didn't even notice.
Yeah.
So
until
Dad said that.
And I think that sometimes that happens to parents. They want to point it out first. So
I have been guilty. I've done that before. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know that when we first met, because Deanne's youngest is on the spectrum, that I noticed how all of you, her dad, siblings, your parents, treated her, babied her especially, and and consequently she acted like a baby, So when I was with Radio Disney, one of the things that we would do at virtually every event was to have an area where the kids could draw.
Oh, fun.
Kids love to draw,
Yeah, they do.
Let's see you draw something here.
Do I have to?
It's your turn.
I'm not
I
an
played
artist.
the piano before.
Yeah, because you wouldn't let me. I don't even know how to use this thing. There.
So this is what's great. It just has a little pen that comes with it. You can also use your finger to draw
And that's
circles
so much fun.
and squares. And let's show your artistry. And then, I hope you can see that. And then magically, when you think, yeah, like the kids do us, I can do better. And they erase it. You just push the button, the whole thing's erased. They can start all over again. And let's see your best stuff. And it's just a lot of fun. It shows up in a lot of different colors. And this is the Cacody 12-inch LCD writing tablet. Oh, what a beautiful star.
Thank you.
Is that what that is? And you can reset. And, you don't have to buy tons of paper, throw away paper, deal with paper. This is a lot of fun for the kiddos, and you can do all kinds of fun things.
Here's the true artist right here.
We don't have time to show all this, but anyway, we'll keep on keeping on and keep on drawing. That was one of my not so good ones, but anyway, check out and look for the Cacody 12-inch LCD writing.
It's so much
Our
fun.
grandkids absolutely love
it.
Let me see. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Oh, bigger ears.
Rude.
And then as she grew, she wanted more, and it took her breaking out of her shell and being introduced to other people that maybe not necessarily that she could mentor that didn't have any disabilities, that she started to speak more in public and do other things. And I think like Nemo hungered for that, because we don't know completely, but it seems like Marlin never let him out of his sight and never let him out of the what is that thing called, wherever they were, I forget. He says it several times. Anemone, yeah, anemone.
Anemone, and I think that's it. It's close anyway.
And he really wanted to get to know other kids, and he wanted other kids to treat him like one of like when the teacher comes in. That's one of the things that I love too about the Pixar movies is just their use of color.
I was just about to say it's one of the most colorful, beautiful movies. So many textures, and it's just beautifully made. I remember the first time I saw it; it's just beautiful.
Yeah, and it makes
never see anything like it.
It makes you start to talk about with your grandchild or child, the different kind of animals and fish that were in that movie. The clownfish, obviously kids are going to love that aspect. Maybe they don't like clowns, but they like the aspect of a funny. And funny anything fish with a K sounding word is funnier than any other word. And so, that beautiful stingray that comes through, that's the teacher.
I know.
And he has all those students that are from different types of fish, which represent different racial profiles,
different backgrounds.
And so it's really important, I think, to help your child recognize that maybe you're not like pointing out different races, but you could say that, oh, look, there's different fish, like there's different people.
In that scene, nothing is brought up. It's so Nemo is the fin is pointed out to the other fish, and then all the other student fish, they all start talking about their different, like one has an allergy, one has I can't remember what else it was, but they all started talking about their different disabilities, I guess, per se, that I guess you could say. So it kind of made it to where it was, not as a big deal that Nemo had a short fin, because all these other kids were like, I've got this, or I've got that, or whatever. So it made it more accepted and normal, and it normalized it and made Nemo feel more comfortable. So.
Yeah, except for there was, and I think that's kind of what adults are guilty of, as soon as Marlin comes up and says, oh, you're a clownfish, say something funny.
Something funny.
It's like they identify, like
That's profiling.
Yeah, it is. You know,
It
it's
is.
like in a
Like,
racial
oh, you're a
situation.
crawfish. Well, you got to be funny.
Right.
Right. Exactly.
Obviously, you got to be. No, I'm not. I'm paranoid.
I'm just normal.
Yeah, and so it was. There's a lot of that throughout the movie that where you don't judge a book by its cover kind of scenarios, and as you move through the movie, they talk about some of those, and then obviously one of the first things that you see after he finds out that they're going to the drop off, and we're going to tell you the whole movie because we're figuring you saw it, and we're just sharing our experience. We're not therapists or counselors or psychiatrists, but we're sharing what we found other people talking about that say are the lessons from it, and they're good lessons to kind of pass on to your child or grandchild.
Right.
And, and one of them is like when listening to your parents, because how many times do kids go do something that you tell them not to? Like we had these stairs that go down into the backyard, and some of the steps aren't necessarily even, so we tell the grandkids, slow down. And that doesn't always happen, and one of them tumbles, and
trips, falls, whatever. Yep.
Yeah, and so that's, you've a million times that's happened with different kids, different situations. Yeah, and so when his dad says, Nemo, don't
touch the...
You love saying the words.
Butt. Don't touch the butt. And the other fish, don't touch the butt. Yeah.
I'm going to touch the boat. I'm going to touch the boat. I'm going to touch the boat. And he does. And then he gets into a situation that he can't escape from.
Right. Gets caught up in a net.
And it becomes a panic situation. And although that diver, you don't know this as that fish, his intents weren't necessarily, dark and try to harm him or anything. Right. But it was a situation where he gets taken from his family and from his friends and goes off into a place that's
unfamiliar and scary.
Right? And so that in itself is another lesson.
Yeah.
In that being taken away has all these things that just these unknowns that can be scary, and it's why it's really important to no matter what you're doing to really think out, whether it's you're going off to college across the country or you're taking a job that's in another country or that you have to be prepared for what might be in front of you. And
exactly.
So Nemo's off, and then Marlin decides to go and find him no matter what. Another situation where he should have, I don't know who a clownfish talks to. I don't know if there's a police fish or
an FBI.
Yeah, or or they have they have missing people photos on clams or whatever, but
can't you clown or milk cartons doing on top of a clam?
But then he takes off trying to find him, and he runs into somebody that probably you would think at first sight, he believes her because she says, I saw that boat. I saw
that fish. I saw them. Yeah, I saw the boat. And then they start talking, and he's like, you don't know what you're talking about.
Right. And that's kind of one of those, where even somebody that has the best intentions may not be offering the best advice.
Right, exactly.
And you have to be aware of that and not just jump into it because you can end up lost or further away from your solution.
Exactly.
And even as an adult, mistakes can be made.
Yeah. Just because you're an adult doesn't mean you stop making mistakes. We all make mistakes.
And Dory did stumble into things that end up helping them.
Yeah, exactly.
And some of them that became even scarier.
The sharks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that leads to something else, too, because the fish or the sharks are trying to not eat fish.
Right. So they have they have
They
problems.
have a support group.
Yeah, they have situations where they're what are they have addictions.
Yes, yeah.
Eating fish. I don't know necessarily that a shark eating
Shark
fish
eating
is
fish is
addiction, but
I mean, what else are you gonna eat in the ocean if you're a shark?
right.
Algae.
But, yeah, so I guess but the way they presented it was, kind of special because it lent you to, there are people that have had issues of one thing or another, whether it's addiction, and they want to be better.
Yeah.
They want to
grow
and to have what would be considered a normal life.
What's normal though?
And so several of our kids are into fast cars.
Driving in a fast car.
And cars that look good. Please, we're not going to cut you off from singing. But anyway, because of that, we like to have things that include the cars.
Yes.
One of our granddaughters, her daddy has this little, I forget what it's called.
It's
a Fiat.
Fiat.
It's a small one, but it has this thing that makes it
up
raise.
and down.
And it makes this, and she makes that noise whenever we ask her what.
Daddy, make it go.
What's your fast? But she calls it something else. Anyway, so we got this little device when she was. They were all little.
Yeah, they're all
and
little.
they absolutely love it because
Yeah,
they
they do.
get to pump up the balloon, and then they go on your mark, get set, go.
Woo, got
It
it.
launches off, and it's another thing that they spend all kinds of time
Yes, they
playing
do.
it and following it and making us chase it around.
Oh, yeah, for
but
sure.
it's absolutely a whole lot of fun for them. The Kiddie-O Balloon Launcher Toy. How do you judge that? How do you work with that? How do you, in your own life, work with those things? And I know this sounds all deep, that you probably don't want to tell your 2-year-old grandchild, but
Right.
but they're going to watch the show 352 times. So as those characters in the show become more and more familiar, and as they grow, you can introduce them to some of these concepts.
Absolutely.
And
Some you stay away from, some you can introduce to, like disabilities and people with differences that are different than you.
and you touch on it. You don't necessarily
You don't
have
have to go deep.
go into deep, but maybe you've on 182nd time you take one topic.
Yeah. there you go.
193, take another kind of thing.
Take it slow. Take it slow.
And maybe you say, like your uncle so-and-so that has this problem with eating fish, maybe he's not that bad,
Yeah.
And you, as you grow in life, you get introduced to all types of people. Mm-hmm. Whereas as they go, Dory on their exploration,
They meet all kinds of different people.
Yep.
Or fish. Sorry.
Well, they go into trying to find the goggles because it had the name and address on it.
It has the address, yeah.
And they have to go into a dark place, which they probably shouldn't have gone.
Something new and something unfamiliar.
Or they shouldn't have gone because they ran into
that glow in the dark fish.
that
Try to eat
scary
'em.
kind of mobstery kind of fish that there was really no. And it's kind of like, it reminds me of a time when even my children, when they were in their 20s, this is a college situation. I had said to them, okay, probably if you're out late, don't stop places where someone can approach you.
Yeah, don't stop at a gas station. Yeah, just
And if you need gas, get it early. You're going to know
There's
you're going
ways
to
to
need
do
gas.
this stuff, yeah.
So
to avoid being in danger. Yeah.
one of our middle son, he instead wanted to get to his girlfriend's house, so he didn't take the time to get gas first. He wanted to get as much time with her as possible, and in doing so, he got gas after midnight, and was robbed at knife point for what he had a couple $100 on him because he was visiting, and grandpa had given him a gift of some money, and I had given him some money, and he got robbed.
Yeah.
And that was a situation where, had he might have listened to his parent and
Not say I told you so,
not
but
put himself in harm's way, it would have been avoided.
Right.
And that's, although it was a situation for Dory and Marlin, that they had to get those
that address and then get the goggles. Yeah.
You know, but there are ways they could have avoided
Yeah.
the sharks and this because they had the goggles.
Right.
You know, they just needed to try to avoid
Stay the
things.
path, yes.
And that led to when they were told, but at this time he didn't trust Dory's judgment.
Right. Exactly. That's right. Yeah.
In listening to the turtles. Was it
That's
the
right.
turtles?
No, yeah. When they got to the turtles, they rode whatever that little wave thing they rode, and then they got off. They exited it, and then they got into an argument, and he was scared, and she was like, "No, it's this way, it's this way." And then there was a whale coming, and they didn't know what it was.
Oh,
Yeah, so she thought she could talk whale, and turns out I guess she could talk whale. So
yeah.
they got swallowed up, and she was like, "It's gonna be okay. We're gonna be fine. It's all gonna be good." And Marlin's panicking and freaking out, and he's like, "We're gonna die. We're gonna die." And he's beating up the whale trying to get out and stuff like that. And then what happens is,
Oh, they hadn't got to the turtles yet. When the whale, because was it the whale or
it was a whale. It was the turtles, then the whale.
Told them to no. It was. I think there were some other fish. Oh, it was those fish that were trying to cheer her up.
Oh, the school fit, the fish, the school. And
Yeah,
they were like making the pictures and
right.
stuff like that.
Yeah, and
they
making
were
fun of
telling
Marlin.
to calm
and,
down.
yeah, and they told them to go through.
Oh, that's right. The jellyfish. Yeah, and
To
they
go through through what looked like, this long
like a
valley, and not go over. And Marlin decided to go over because he didn't listen to those other fish because they were making fun of him.
Right.
Which is like, okay, someone's making fun of you, but that doesn't mean you tune them out completely.
Right. Giving you advice.
And they gave the advice to Dory. And she said, well, she couldn't quite remember it.
Right, that's true.
And then when they get up there, they run into the jellyfish situation,
And they turn it into Marlin does freak out initially, but then realizes that if you just jump on top of them, that they could possibly get out of the jellyfish without injury. Well,
but more and more jellyfish.
More jellyfish show up, and then Dory gets
like
stung.
tasered. Because she's out,
She's out.
And then he's out, and that's when they
encounter the turtles.
The turtles. Yeah. And so, and I think that's another judgment situation, because the turtles talked more like hipsters,
Yeah, they were like, they weren't like, they were surfer dudes. They weren't hipsters. They were surfer dudes from Southern California. Yeah. Like, dude, chill, dude.
Yeah, yeah. And so, and they had a whole different outlook on how to remedy their situation, is to be relaxed, find the solution,
it's gonna be okay.
and then move on. And so that was, again, a situation of not judging somebody by maybe your first impression, because maybe you think a surfer dude isn't like, intelligent or something, but yet they may have experience that can help you reach your goals.
Yeah.
And in that particular instance, they were trying to get Sydney, and they had to go through, what is that? It's like a.
It's like a.
It's like water that just you got to travel through to get past. I don't know. I can't remember what it's called, but
should have looked it up.
But it's something to learn,
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess we haven't seen it enough times.
We haven't seen enough time to remember what it's called.
Got to watch it another 100 times. So, so and this whole time, Nemo is in a tank with other fish. It's almost like being in a, like I don't know, a bad schoolyard or playground or something, because all of them at first to him appear to be, mean or have some kind of issue or another, and so, but as he gets to know them,
he realizes that they're trying to help him.
They all have
the
same. They all have the same concern. They want out of the fish tank. Yeah. They want back in their environment. Yeah, and they do all kinds of things
different things to get out.
And at first they try to trick him. What is his name? The one, is it Scar or Scab?
I think it's Scar, because he does have a scar. He's an angelfish.
Gil.
Oh, Gil?
Yeah, I think so.
Just,
And is he too has he has the scar, and then he has a special fin.
Yeah, he does.
Because it's kind of torn up. But, that at first he tries to trick Nemo into helping him escape, and them all escape.
Right.
By getting him to go up into the filter thing. And so
get a rock up in there,
and they and make him feel like he belongs, but make him a part of their oomba, 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 their special group
club.
of club. And later some endearment happens and they become close to him.
They try that to get out the filter, and then Nemo almost dies, and then it scares Gil, and Gil realizes that you need to stop.
Which is one of my favorite scenes when he gets into they take him out and put him in the bag. They're getting ready to give him to the niece, but the dentist is doing some work on her, and then Gil jumps. He sacrifices himself for the betterment of Nemo and trying to get out. And all of a sudden he flaps, and they're flapping, and they end up in the niece, and she's screaming, and everybody in the waiting room thinks it's because what's going on with the dentist, because the drill is like loose and flying around. And that's just, to me, my dentist actually has that tank with all of the different fish from Nemo in it. And I always just laugh. I always laugh every time that scene comes up, because
it's a pretty funny scene.
It kind of plays off of what people feel about their dentists and going to the dentist
for sure.
and their fears.
Absolutely.
So
I
agree. And then in the end, we see after all they've been through, Marlin ends up hurting Dory's feelings. And tells him he doesn't want to.
And so she
her help anymore.
She gets her feelings hurt, and she leaves and wanders off and tries to go back home. And while she's there trying to find her way back home, she runs into
what?
Nemo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she runs into Nemo. She runs into Nemo because she can't remember. Nemo's talking to her, and she can't remember why she's going home or what happened. And then she realizes he's talking about his dad. And then she goes, "Your dad. I know your dad. I know your dad. Your dad. And we'll find your dad." And then they go off together and try to find him. And they run into all those fish with the net. And then Nemo gets caught in the net. And Marlin shows up, and they're trying to get him out of the net. And they're like, so that's another thing, teamwork.
Yeah.
There's all those fish in the net, and they're trying to tell them, hey, this is what you need to do. Everybody needs to go down. So they get them to all go down, and it works. The teamwork works.
Yeah, and I mean, you look at, with every really great movie, there's a lot of conflict and resolution, and we see throughout that from, what happened to his mom, to him going for the boat and getting captured, the excursion to try to find him, the shark, the lighty fish, the jellyfish, and all of these things that compile to build to the solution. But in every one of those moments, there was teamwork.
Yeah, exactly.
Whether it was Dory and
just the two of them.
Marlin and so it's all about, I think there's so many opportunities within the movie to talk about how working together can be important. And then
learning from each other. Once
the movie's over, you can do it. Like maybe I know one of our granddaughters, she loves it when she helps us make pizzas and or any other kind of thing. We try to include her in that process, so that she is part of the team.
Yeah.
And we're a team, and we're working on things. And I think from that, you can take away from the movie about being aware of anyone with special needs, and don't
anyone that's different than you.
Yeah, don't count them out, because they have lots to offer.
Everyone has something to offer, no matter the difference that you have.
You just have to figure out what that is. You know, when you think about a football team, when the team that goes to the Super Bowl isn't comprised of the absolute best players in the league.
Mm-hmm.
It's comprised of maybe four or five of the best players, or arguably the top players in the league.
Right.
But it's the combination of everybody's skill sets that makes a team.
Mm-hmm.
And that team working together week after week is what gives them the structure to win and what gives them an ability to become a champion.
Yeah.
And, you know, and even in a regular day situation, we can all be champions when we work together to fulfill the end solution to the day. And we can walk away from the day knowing that we gave it our best.
Yes, absolutely. Give it your best, whether it be.
We did it together.
Yeah.
And we can now celebrate and enjoy it.
Absolutely. That's great. Yes, I agree. Yeah. No matter what kind of team you're a part of, work team, you work together and you make it successful. You make it work.
So we hope you take some time, watch, Finding Nemo with your kids, grandkids, and tell us what you think of it, and how other things maybe we left out. We can share it another time, but we plan on kind of finding other movies like this. And,
this was fun.
Some of the ones that are from, our earlier days, like the Spielberg movie.
E.T.
E.T. Yeah, that's probably going to be one of our next ones.
That's a good one.
We're excited about that one, and we're going to have to watch it again though, because the grandkids haven't watched.
I haven't watched that much.
So, so make sure that you keep looking for us. OKMovieStream.com, and we're also you can listen to all the regular podcast things we've been on for years and years now. And thank you so much for
you guys
having us be a part of your day and your life. And take care.
Bye.